So yeah, you've all seen the video title and probably have a rough idea what this video is going to be, so I'll cut to the chase. One Run is ending. I understand this may come as a surprise to some of you, especially any new viewers who just turned up, but in this video I'll be explaining how, why, and what's next. I really want to be as thorough as I can here and try to answer as many of the questions you might have as possible, but if there's anything I miss or don't make clear, please feel free to comment your thoughts down below. We do read every comment anyway, but we'll be extra sure to read and respond to any and all comments on this video in particular. Oh, also, the gameplay footage in the background is just there to give you something to look at. It's not relevant to anything I'm about to say. Sometime in December, One Run will be coming to an end. We don't have an exact date set yet, but it'll more than likely be roughly 2 weeks into the month, as we'd like to give the channel sort of one last hurrah with a set of specifically chosen games. I want to stress that internally, me, Cam Brees, we don't consider One Run dead or dying, but more of a completed project. I know that's semantics and the result is basically the same, but I think it's important to state that we're ending One Run because we want to, not because we have to. The channel will still exist as is, with a nice little bow on it for any and all binge watches down the road, and I like that. It honestly feels nice to have a project that started and ended as the same thing, and we feel satisfied knowing that if somebody found the very first N++ video in a few years, they could watch every One Run from start to end without any major shakeups or alterations to the content. The truth is, One Run was never really meant to be a long-term project or a forever channel. It was, and still is, a very, very dumb idea. I think it's a dumb idea we executed on quite well, but it's still a pretty restrictive premise, and the fact that it's lasted nearly 2 years when we only initially planned for a few months is still insane to me. One Run has performed so much better than I could have ever hoped, and the response has been incredibly humbling. But we do feel as though we're beginning to get as much out of the idea as we're going to. There's only so many hard cuts to black before the joke is done. So that's the bad news. Now for the good news. Cam, Reese, and I aren't done making content together. There wasn't some big falling out or huge creative disagreement, we all just felt ready to move on to something different. To be clear, it was a unanimous decision and there are no hard feelings. So, what's next? Well, two things actually. One project involves me and the other project involves me, Cam, and Reese. I'll start with the Just Me project since it's gaming stuff and that aligns more with what we're doing here, but first, some history. Before I did One Run, I did Arcade Crowd, and before Arcade Crowd was called Arcade Crowd, it was Man on Fire Films, which is a channel I started with Cam and Reese nearly 12 years ago. It's gone through a lot of eras, but for the longest time it was my main channel and something I put a lot of effort into. Well, to put it bluntly, fuck this shit, I'm going home. I have Cam and Reese's blessing to basically do whatever I want with that channel going forward, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't actually have a plan for the content yet, but I think that's part of the fun. We'll just try some shit and see what's fun and what you guys enjoy and go from there. What I do know is I'll be streaming a lot more on my Twitch channel though, twitch.tv/SuperMarsWorld, and uploading some form of edited gaming content to the Old Moth channel. Maybe even the occasional One Run style challenge. As I said, Cam and Reese aren't really involved with this one anymore, but that doesn't mean they can't or won't appear in stuff from time to time. Maybe, if they feel like it. No promises. What Cam and Reese are involved in is the second project, our sketch channel, Commit to the Bit. This is a channel that we started a few years ago that's been dormant for a little while now, but we're planning to revive it sometime in the new year. There's less history here. Commit to the Bit is simply where we upload scripted comedy sketches. It's the high production channel where all the high effort stuff lives, and we've already got loads of new stuff planned that we can't wait to show you. The next question you might have is, why now? And that's a very good question. I want to be as honest as possible in this next part, so it's gonna get a bit real life heavy-ish. Nothing too serious, but if that's not your thing, you can skip to this timestamp, okay? Okay. This year fucking sucked, dude! I won't get into specifics here, as not all that's happened this year is my story to tell, and I don't want to bog down this video too much, but holy shit, this year has drained me, both physically and emotionally, and I'm just tired. I started regularly uploading videos to YouTube when I was 16, and next year I'll be 30. I've been doing this shit for a very, very long time, and after the hell year I've had, I'm kinda just ready to only do the fun stuff for a while. For me, that's dicking about on the Old Moth channel, doing whatever, and for the three of us as a team, it's making sketches together. Okay, the slightly heavy part is done, and I think I've said everything I need to say. As I said at the start, if I've missed anything or not been clear, please do let me know in the comments. Both the Old Moth channel, which probably won't be called that for much longer, and Commit to the Bit already have a bunch of videos uploaded that you probably haven't seen. So, if you want to follow us to what comes next, you can find links to everything in the description, comments, and on-screen cards. But if One Run was your ride or die, and you'll be ready to move on after this channel ends, I just want to take a second to thank you all, sincerely, for all the support you've given this channel. We still have a bunch of One Runs left to make before the channel winds down, so either way, let's have some fun. Oh, and before this video ends, I just want to say one more thing.